Member Oxley, so at this point in time, we have 94.8 million, which is currently above the 25% targeted threshold for our cash reserves.
Joe just asked us just to
All
call
right,
the
go ahead.
question.
Oh, you're not on, sorry.
Again. So basically,
Do that.
we have 94 million, so we should have 25 million in reserves.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
At this point in time, we have 94.8 million, which is above the 25% targeted.
What is the 24% target?
So it's currently at 33%. That's where we are now.
What's the number? I don't want to do percentages.
Just give you.
So I would have to do the numbers on that.
Okay. Round down, if you would, please. You're better at it than I am.
I don't want to throw out any numbers, so I would prefer to.
I'm trying to get to a point here of let's make a deal and let's get this done. Now, while Frankie's figuring it, Joe, you and I talked on the phone. I believe it was last Tuesday, the day before the Finance Committee meeting, at 1:30 in the afternoon. And we talked about things, and we did have a conversation about where we're going and what can we do. And the conversation was about the budget and where we could go, and was new construction on the table. I think we had that conversation, right? And don't worry about throwing me under the bus, because I just want to be transparent here. You and I had that conversation last week. Yes or no is the answer.
Exactly, repeat your question, Dave, because
Oh,
I'm
it's not a
sorry.
question, it's a comment. There was no
Okay.
question involved. But
All right.
I'm tired of playing on words here today. We could talk for hours. But my point is to say that has been no conversation. We had this conversation on Tuesday, and I don't have the date, before the last Finance Committee meeting. You called me at about 1:25 in the afternoon. We talked for 20 minutes about this. Yes.
Yes,
So-
that is
So
correct.
there has been conversation about the budget from side to side. Thank you.
Yeah, very minimal.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sean, I'm sorry. Did somebody come to a point, a number?
No,
No. What number, what are you exactly asking? And well, we'll go down and have her see if she can figure out quickly.
All right, the
so
question
let me,
is,
let me just clarify
Mhm.
that we take our cash reserves balance at a snapshot at a point in time. And at this point in time, that's what our cash reserve balance is, which is a little over the 25% targeted balance. Keep in mind that we have 6 months to get through till the new fiscal year until we receive our tax
levies. or
levy
monies, yeah.
distribution. So that has to carry the corporate fund for all of our financial obligations until then.
So 10 is 9, 18, 27. So we should have about approximately 30 million in reserves.
I don't want to throw out a number. I would prefer to calculate that.
More than what we quote unquote require.
And
I mean, I'm
the
looking for an answer.
percentage is calculated based on our upcoming budgeted number.
I don't have a calculator with me. I'm at a loss. I'm just trying to figure out, do we have $3 million in extra in reserves or don't we? Is the answer, question. Then let's make a deal and move on. I say we make a deal here, take some money out of reserves, cut some budgets here and there, and move on. Or we're gonna sit here all night. I'll order dinner for everybody.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. Going back to Member Ogalla.
I was on and now I'm back. I'm on now. So the clear message of what we were looking for was given last month when we passed the estimated levy. We passed the estimated levy at 0. Okay, that was 0. between that time and this time, there's been no compromise on making any changes to the budget. But I am sitting on the board. This is my 13th year. And we have always, at this point in time, made a motion when we come to the budget, say make a motion to take in the budget at 1% and CPI, whatever the numbers have been over the course of time. Today, you stopped Leader Richmond from making that motion and said, no, we're not voting on that now. He was going to make a motion for that. When we've done that motion, you can turn your light on all you want. I've been here. I've sat here. We've made the motion. We've passed that. We had the votes to make that change. Staff then made the cuts appropriately because we cannot make cuts to the great detail of everything. We do not know all the details behind the, I want to look here at office supplies for the circuit court clerk of $12,000. I don't know what she needs. I was never provided with that detailed information. So I can't do that. Back in 25, she was given 7,000. So there's like about a not quite $5,000 increase. Why? I don't know why. I could go through the budget line item by line item and cut and make it match to do that. But that's not my job. My job is to pass a levy. We've done this every year. You stopped Mr. Richmond from making the motion. Yes, you did. You said it's not time. We can rewind in WebEx and we will find that you stopped him from making the motion to amend the budget to zero and new construction.
Member Ogalla, can you
And
just
made,
calm down?
you know what?
I get it. Let's,
But he did that. He did that. Leader Richmond made the motion to do that. You told him this wasn't the time to do that, that he can only amend the budget, and he amended then cannabis. So when would be the time to amend it then? So then he's doing a corporate levy. It doesn't matter if we do it after cannabis, before cannabis, it doesn't matter. Cannabis, it doesn't matter. We've done that, and staff has been the one to do the cuts. We just did this at Forest Preserve. Yet our attorney there said, you guys don't have to worry about the cuts. Staff will find that. We've never come forward, ever. Look through the notes that we have in minutes. We have never, ever, ever, ever come up with what the cuts would be, ever, since I've been here. Prior to my time, I don't know. That's the problem that's here today. That is the problem. And we did give the indication what we were looking for because we did a zero levy increase for estimated levy that got passed last month.
all right. Member Borkowitz.
Said that 94.8 million is in our cash reserves. I'd like to know how much interest we make on those funds and where it goes. I'm asking a question. I expect an answer. Somebody needs to give us the information.
That's a great question.
And if the treasurer's here, he can tell us where they're kept.
The treasurer doesn't do the budget.
Well,
No, she's
But-
coming. She's coming.
but he would know where they're kept, right? What fund?
Not necessarily. Oh, you guys, yeah.
Member Berkowitz, to answer your question, we're talking about the corporate fund, so which is our general fund. It does earn interest, however, how it gets dispersed and the portfolio makeup, the treasurer would be able to answer that
I asked
question.
about cash reserves.
Cash reserves is the general fund,
Okay, so it's not you, it's the treasurer.
who would be able to
Okay,
tell you
so-
how those funds are.
So then, okay, he's in the same building. I would expect him to be able to come forward to the podium and give us this information.
I don't know if he's here anymore.
And again, well, then somebody maybe can go get him. Or should I call him and ask him to come
you-
up? How much interest does that get? And where does it go? Where does the interest go?
I can tell you the interest goes into our general fund, which is the corporate fund.
Okay. And then who spends it? Or does it just sit there? It goes into the fund and then what happens?
The treasurer would be able to tell you how those funds are
Okay,
moved
so we
around.
need the treasurer.
I think you have
And he's been in all our meetings lately. I've noticed him at committees, sitting in the audience.
yeah, good
So,
question to ask him.
I
He was in the
have.
committee, yeah. Member Butler has a question for you.
But I'm not finished.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm
Um,
sorry.
Okay, well, but if somebody else has a question for Rashawn.
I don't get to order the treasurer to be here, so I don't know if we're gonna,
So you're saying he.
well, he
won't
was here and I
address
don't
us?
know. And again, he
I-
shows up for
I'm
committee, as you
just saying,
mentioned.
I expect him to come to the meeting and
Okay,
answer
well,
this
I can't
question.
make him come. I'm just, so you know, I
He
can't.
doesn't answer to me. The treasurer does answer to the Will County Board. The treasurer answers to the people
Okay, if,
of Will, let me finish. He directed a comment to my back. Now, we were told we're not supposed to address each other. The comment was made that the treasurer does not answer to me. No, the treasurer answers to the people of Will
Yes.
County.
yes,
The people of Will County elect us to represent them.
yes.
So
I
am a
can't dir-
sum of
I
all
can't
those
direct the
people, and
treasurer to
I've
get-
asked a question and I insist that the treasurer come to the meeting and answer these two questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. And then
Member
I
Butler has
have recommendations, but I'll leave it to Rashawn so other people can ask questions. If you would please come back to me. Thank you.
Well, okay, what, you have questions of Rashawn?
No, but
Okay.
I have questions regarding the budget.
Well, you're on right now, so go ahead and ask your questions
Okay.
regarding the budget, and then Rashawn, just stay close.
Okay. So if
So what is historically the lowest amount of money that's been in the cash reserves, like at any given time? Has it ever fallen to $0?
We can't take out.
Do we generally?
Absolutely not.
So we usually,
We wouldn't be able to operate if it dropped to $0.
would it be fair to say like 25 million is the lowest we've ever dropped to?
I can't give you a specific dollar amount.
Okay.
Our cash reserve policy says that if our cash reserve balance drops below 22%, then the county board can set action to come up with a corrective action plan to bring us back in line.
And what our surplus right now over the 25% is about 23 million? Is that correct?
Again, I don't want to throw out the dollar amount without having the accurate
Okay.
number.
And then a question for, thank you. A question for the state's attorney. So I don't want to, I'm sorry if I was aggressive before, just, I got excited. So I heard what you had to say and I appreciate your suggestion or your thoughtful suggestion so that we didn't get ourselves in trouble. So is there a legal, I just want to clarify, is there a legal problem with having a conflicting budget with the levy approval because of reporting?
In terms of reporting for what? We have a lot of reporting
Well,
obligations. I
you
want to speak.
said in tax reporting to the people,
Yeah, well, I was just talking
tax
specifically
spending.
about that, like, one of the, I think you brought up the mobility thing is, I wanted to answer that specific question. I don't know about something like that because we might have obligations to the Fed to have matching funds, and then there might be penalties. With regards to the overall levy, the total dollars and cents, there isn't. There's a payment problem.
There's no need to specify or for those two statements to balance out. It's just that if the levy does not produce the amount of money that the approved budget was, we would have to make amendments to our budget to meet our obligations, such as dipping into the cash reserves, if we needed to. So there would be no penalty or no liability to us for that. Is that correct?
Correct. You would either have to make corresponding cuts or find other, as you indicated, cash reserves, whatever.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. You brought that up, so, maybe, I got a little defensive. But I think I'm still comfortable on our motion, our amended motion for the levy. Thank you.
All right, Member Pretzel.
A hamster wheel here.
Mhm.
I think what the Republican caucus is saying right now is we want a 0% levy. We're willing to take the remaining balance out of the reserves, which it seems like there is a surplus. Why,
And
can we vote on that? I'm not calling vote because I just spoke, but like,
Yeah. And,
I don't
and,
even want new construction,
well, I think
but I
Mr.
would vote
Richmond,
on it.
Mr. Richmond's proposal, from what I'm gathering in that number you had, is 0% levy, but includes new construction. Is that correct? Your proposal.